Hello, I am Kaya, your host, and I am here today to break it down. Show is finally coming to an end after a whole bunch of guest co-hosts and back and forth, and will she come back and will she not, and all this good stuff. And the show host and the host that will be replacing her time slot in the fall apparently had a little war on social media. So Wendy Williams appeared on Fat Joe's Instagram Live, and Fat Joe asked whether or not she would be watching Sherri Shepherd's show in the fall, and Wendy was like, nah, not interested. It's just not my thing. So according to sources and Wendy Williams' lawyer, LaShawn Thomas, she said that she is working on things to get her show back. Now, there are sources that are saying that it's logistically impossible for Wendy to get the show back at this point. Now, it kind of baffles me because of the fact that Wendy has literally built this machine herself over years and years and years, and paying her dues within the industry and making and carving out a name for herself. She's had some of the most epic beefs ever. Like, who beefs with Whitney Houston? Wendy Williams does. That's who, you know.
All right.
You are very defensive, Whitney.
I have to be, Wendy. You talk about me every f***ing day.
Well, Whitney.
And every other day.
Whitney, you keep yourself in the headlines.
No, Wendy. Y'all keep me in the headlines. I mind my business. I try to maintain what I got. I want to know what I'm doing all the time. I don't give a shit about what you're doing all the time. As long as you're healthy and God is blessing you and you're doing the right thing and being a decent person, I can handle that.
God rest her soul. So she's carved out this niche for herself, and she's made good money doing it. But matters of the heart will get you every single time. Do you not understand this, people, ladies and gentlemen? Okay? Now, obviously, people are saying that Wendy Williams was just out because of her health, which it is true that her health was suffering, but it all stemmed from her jackass of a husband, you know, cheating on her with Shorty and it going public, and him flaunting her all around town. You know, it's like so much hurt and embarrassment and humiliation that a woman can take. Okay. So anyway, so on this Fat Joe Live, she also went on to say that she has tons of support around her and that she's also working on projects, and she would welcome the opportunity to speak with Sherri one-on-one and have a meeting of the minds. So I think that she's trying to extend the olive branch publicly to Sherri because of the fact that she shaded her. I'm not sure, but either way, is Wendy's time up? Has she kind of phased herself out of the equation? And because, you know, Joe Public is fickle, honey, you know, and unless you're in somebody's face all the time, if you leave for any extended amount of time, they'll be like, oh no, we got somebody else. So I don't know if people are actually going to support Sherri the way that they supported Wendy, because Sherri is a totally different demographic, in my opinion, than Wendy. You know, Wendy is more pop culture, and that's not Sherri's lane, you know, unless at least she hasn't come across as that over the years that we've seen her in television and in comedy and stuff like that. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know if Sherri's show will last like Wendy's did. And I don't know if Wendy can come back. You know, it's a very, very, very touchy subject. And Sherri did say that she did hear that Wendy wouldn't watch her. And she said, and that's okay. She said, you know, I understand. She said that on her Instagram Live. And she just asked fans to pray for Wendy. And she said that Wendy was in poor health, which was the reason that she departed from the show in the first place. And obviously, Wendy's camp thought that that was a dig by health shaming her. But wasn't it her health? That was the reason why they were saying that Wendy wasn't on the show, was because of her health. When all of the guest hosts were coming on, they kept on saying Wendy's health, Wendy's health. So how's that health shaming her? I don't know. I just think everybody is overly sensitive at this point, and everybody just needs to take it down 1,000. Okay, just a little bit. On to Muskie. This booger drains me. Okay, so Elon Musk, I don't even like this dude to be talking his name. It don't taste well on my tongue. So Elon Musk put his $44 billion deal for Twitter temporarily on hold. Isn't it nice that you could put a major billion-dollar merger like that on hold? Like, isn't that everything? Do you hear the sarcasm in my voice? I don't know if it's coming across, you know, over the airwaves, but can you hear the sarcasm? Anyway, he said he's putting this merger temporarily on hold while he awaits data on the proportion of its fake accounts, sending the shares in the social media platform plunging. So Twitter shares fell 17.7% to $37.10 in pre-market trading, their lowest level since Musk disclosed his stake in the company in early April, and subsequently made a best and final offer to take it private for $54.20 per share. Meanwhile, Tesla shares, against which Musk has secured $6.25 billion in funding for the acquisition, were up 5%. Twitter deal temporarily on hold, pending details supporting calculation that spam fake accounts do indeed represent less than 5% of users. This is what Musk told his more than 92 million followers on Twitter. In Reuters, Musk referred to a story from May 2nd that said Twitter had estimated that the false or spam accounts represented fewer than 5% of its monetizable daily active users during the first quarter, when it recorded 229 million users who were served advertising. So this 5% metric has been out for some time. He clearly would have seen it. So it may well be more part of the strategy to lower the price. I think Elon Musk taking over Twitter is, you know, you have this much money and you can literally cure poverty. But you don't want to do that. You want to buy Twitter so that y'all can have a place to talk freely, freedom of speech. He said he would reverse Twitter's ban on the former U.S. President Donald Trump when he buys the social media platform, signaling his intention to cut moderation of the site. The social media companies had said it faced several risks until the deal with Musk is closed, including whether or not advertisers would continue to spend on Twitter amid potential uncertainty regarding future plans and strategy. Musk will have to pay a termination fee of $1 billion if he walks away from the deal. So what do you think? Is this something that we, last but not least, we just celebrated Mother's Day. And Calvin Klein He faced backlash after featuring a pregnant transgender man as an underwear model in Mother's Day campaign. He said they wanted to spotlight the reality of new families in honor of Mother's Day. The campaign contained shirtless image of Robert Beatty, a female to male transgender reality TV star from Brazil who was pregnant while they did this photo shoot. The photo shows Beatty posing with an exposed stomach. Now, I have a bunch of Calvin Klein apparel, if you will. However, I'm gonna have to draw the line on you, Calvin, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because regardless of how you try to change verbiage and definitions of things, like I have explained over and over and over again, you cannot change biology. So you cannot say that now this is the reality of new family. I just had a brother from another mother on a show telling his story, who is also an F to M, female to male, trans man. However, the reality is only someone that is born with a womb can procreate, can carry a life, period. Now, what you decide to change your outward appearance to, that's on you. But please, I beg of you, do not now minimize what females have been doing from the beginning of time. I feel so strongly about this because obviously of what's going on right now with the Supreme Court and Roe v. Wade. But I feel so strongly about this because, and I don't talk about it often, but I had to get a hysterectomy 8 years ago because I had such horrible female issues. Horrible female issues. I had miscarriages, and I had the hardest time every month when it came to my menstrual cycle. Hemorrhaging, like I literally had to do FMLA at work because of the level of issues that I had on a monthly basis. On a monthly basis, this joint was hell on earth. Okay, I did not even want to have female children because I didn't want to have the slightest possibility of my daughter having the issues that I have because they were that severe. And after I had my youngest, I had to take it out because it was no longer, my uterus was no longer viable. I was just in the most pain on a regular basis. You know, I had PCOS, and the thing about it is they just came up with the term PCOS not too long ago. Back when I was dealing with it, it was just like, girl, you jacked up, okay? Endometriosis, adenomyosis, cysts. It was you name it, I had it, okay? The endometriosis metastasized around my colon or all around my organs. It was just everywhere. I had to have multiple myomectomies and cystoscopies and laparoscopic, obviously. Well, some was laparoscopic, but I had to have so many procedures because of the things that grow only in women. Like the stuff that I'm talking about doesn't happen to men because the men don't have the same insights that women have. So when you have situations like, groups saying that they want the whole family situation to say that, people have children, not women, or they don't want it to call it breastfeeding, it's chest feeding. I had a child who would not latch on. I had the hardest time with breastfeeding with my youngest. And then you gonna come out here and tell me that no, it's not breastfeeding, it's no. No. Because literally the blood, sweat, and the blood, sweat, and the tears that I have gone through. And you gonna tell me that it's not women that go through that, no, boo-boo. Because my husband would tell me all the time, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't have done it. You stronger than I'll ever be. And you gonna tell me that it's not us, it's we? I ain't French. Not been French. Ain't no we, monsieur, over here. So to that I say, get your entire life together and sit down. Sit down. Calvin, do better. That was insensitive, and you didn't think that one all the way through. So to that I say, sit down. And I don't know how, because now a group of people are now going to try to tell everybody that have been dealing with this for years how to deal with what they've been dealing with. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, thank you. And on that note, I'm done. And I am the Melanin Maven, here from the Melanin Movement. And I was here today to break it all the way down.